Okay, good morning students. In previous class regarding the chapter 1 reproduction in organism, we are discussed regarding asexual reproduction. So in previous class what else we are discussed? We are discussed regarding the lifespan of an organism. After that, the definition of reproduction, the types of reproduction. In that, the main two types of reproductions. In that, first one is asexual reproduction, second one is a sexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, in the sense asexual reproduction, we are discussed in detail in a last class. That includes the definition of asexual reproduction and the types of asexual reproduction, in the sense in lower organisms like Monera and Protista with the help of cell division, and in what one cell organism means single celled organisms like amoeba and paramecium, binary fission, and with the help of buds or a budding in yeast. Afterwards, we have discussed the special asexual reproductive structures in animals. Those are what, in the sense zoospores, conidia, gymnoids, then birds, etc. And afterwards, the special kinds of asexual reproductive structures in a plants, we are going to call them as a vegetative propagules, in the sense any part of a plant which is capable to give rise to the new plant. Those are called as a vegetative propagules. And using the vegetative propagules, the reproduction is to take place. That we are going to call as a vegetative reproduction, and we have discussed the examples of that. In today's class, we are going to start asexual reproduction. Now, you have to remember the definition of asexual reproduction. Whatever we are studying, there I told you asexual reproduction in a involvement of a single parent without the formation of gametes antana helide asexual reproduction. Today's class we are going to discuss the sexual reproduction, in the sense the sexual reproduction, it is involves in the sense sexual reproduction, it involves the formation of male and female gametes. The formation of male and female gametes in sexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, the involvement of it involves the formation of male and female gamete, or else last time in sexual reproduction, the involvement of two parents and fusion of male and female gamete. Sexual reproduction, in the sense it involves the formation of male and female gametes either by same or different individuals. The gametes are going to be formed by the same individual or the different individuals of a opposite sex, in the sense male and female. Understood? For example, in unisexual and bisexual flower, unisexual flower is both the water gametes are going to produce by the same flower. Bisexual is other. Understood? By the different flowers. Like that here, sexual reproduction, in the sense it involves the formation of male and female gametes either by the same or a different individuals of a opposite sex. Opposite sex, in the sense male and female. Right? That is what we are going to call as a sexual reproduction. And I told you last time differentiate between the asexual and sexual reproduction. Now next one is the sexual reproduction is an elaborate, complex and slow process. Elaborate in the sense what? It is long lasting. Sexual reproduction is long lasting, or what it takes means more time. And it is a complex in the sense formation of male and female gametes, then the fusion, zygote, the embryogenesis, etc. Then here after that it is a slow process, right? So sexual reproduction is an elaborate, complex and slow process, and reproduction. Asexual reproduction is simple. Then what we are going to call it as a simple and fast process. Asexual reproduction it is a simple and fast process. As compared to that, sexual reproduction is an elaborate, complex and slow process. What is it? Elaborate, complex and slow process as compared to the asexual reproduction. And now in sexual reproduction, what is going to happen in the sense? First one is what I told you. It involves the formation of male and female gametes. In the sense, formation of gametes. After the formation of gametes, what is going to happen? The gametes are fused. In the sense, fusion of male and female gametes. After the fusion of male and female gametes, what is going to form a zygote? It is going to form a zygote. Then this zygote it is going to form new organisms. The zygote is going to form means it is going to produce a new organism or a new organism. Now, what is the another important difference between the asexual and sexual reproduction in the sense? In asexual reproduction, I told you whatever the offsprings are there, they are similar to their parents and similar in between them. But in sexual reproduction, what is going to happen? The offsprings are not identical to the parents or in between them. In sexual reproduction, what is going to happen? Whatever the offsprings are going to produce, our offsprings sexual reproduction offsprings ಸಂತಾನ ಏನಿರ್ತಾವು ಅವೇನೇನಾಗಿಲ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಅದ್ರ ಒಂದೇನು ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ ಆ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಗತೆಗೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಇರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ಏನು ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಆಫ್ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ ಅವ್ರವು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು 4-5 ಇದ್ದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಇರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ sexual reproduction offsprings are not identical to parents or in between them they are not similar, they are different. But in sexual reproduction last time ನಾವು ಏನು ಕಲಿತಿದ್ದು asexual reproduction the offsprings are similar to their parents and they are similar in between them or they similar in between them ante ivu differences. Okay, what are the differences in sexual reproduction asexual reproduction involvement of a single parent with or without the formation of gamete. Sexual reproduction involvement of a formation of male and female gamete either by the same or different parents with the opposite sex. After that, in asexual reproduction the offsprings are identical to their parents and in between them, but here in sexual reproduction offsprings are not identical to their parents or in between them. ಇದು ಎರಡನೇ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್. ಮೂರನೇ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ asexual reproduction it is a simple one and it is a faster and it takes less time. Here sexual reproduction is an elaborate, complex and slow process as compared to the asexual reproduction. Okay, these are the basic things or a basic differences between the asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Now, next point what I am going to discuss, that is regarding sexual reproduction is what is going to happen in organisms. Whatever ನಾವು ಜೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಆ ಜೀವಿನಾಗ ಏನಾಗಿಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇನೋ ಒಂದು ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ, ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ ಅಥವಾ ಅವ್ರದ ಮ್ಯಾಚುರಿಟಿ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ. ಇದೊಂದು 2 ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಏನಂತಂದಾಗ the organisms, in the sense all the organisms have to grow, mature for the certain period of their lifetime, before they reproduce. ಅಂದ್ರ ಅವು ಸಂತಾನ ಉತ್ಪತ್ತಿ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಏನಿರ್ತಿಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಜೀವನದ ಏನೊಂದು ಕಾಳ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ ಅದ್ರಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾವ ಬೆಳಿತಾವು, ಆನಂತರ ಅವು ಮ್ಯಾಚೂರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾವು. ಯಾವಾಗದ ಸಂತಾನೋತ್ಪತ್ತಿ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ಗೆ ಎರಡು ನಾವು ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಎರಡು ವರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ಸ್ನ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಜುವೆಲೈನ್ ಫೇಸ್, another one is vegetative phase. Okay, in the sense before reproduction all the organisms have to grow and mature for the certain period, and that period, that before means that period we are going to call as a juvenile phase in animals and vegetative phase in plants. So listen here, in our category, all the organisms have to reach certain stage of growth and maturity. They have to reach certain stage of growth and maturity in their lifespan, or a lifetime before they reproduce. And such the period, in the sense, the period of growth and maturity before reproduction in the animals is called as juvenile phase. Animals juvenile phase ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯೋದು. The period of growth and maturity before reproduction in plants, here in plants it is called as a vegetative phase. Plants name ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯೋದು vegetative phase. So these things are very important for a one mark question. What is juvenile phase? One mark question ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೋ. And what is vegetative phase? Our answer ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ juvenile phase ಬರ್ತಂದ್ರೆ the period of growth and maturity before the reproduction in their lifetime of an animals is called as juvenile phase. ಈ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಬಾರಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು. Or else the period of growth and maturity before the reproduction in plants, that is called as a vegetative phase. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಬರೋದು ನಡೀತದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಈಗ ಇದು ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. All the animals have to reach a certain phase, means a certain stage of growth and maturity in their lifespan before they reproduce. That is what juvenile phase. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು juvenile phase. ಇದನ್ನ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಏನಪ್ಪ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡಿ ನೀವು ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ ಬರ್ಕೋರಿ, ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಂಗೆ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಬರ್ಕೋರಿ. ದೆನ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಏನಂತಂದಾಗ all animals have to reach a certain stage of growth and maturity in their life before they reproduce. That is what we are going to call as a juvenile phase. ಅದೇ ನೀವು ಏನು ಬರ್ತೀರಿ, plants ಅಂತ ಬರೆದಂತೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. All plants have to reach certain stage of growth and maturity in their life before they reproduce. That is what vegetative phase. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ವೆಜಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ಈಗ? ಸೊ juvenile phase and vegetative phase. ಈ ವೆಜಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಆಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೀತೀವಿ vegetative phase. Now what is going to happen in sexual reproduction? The end of the juvenile phase and in case of plant vegetative phase, ಇವು ಮುಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ reproductive phase start ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ. That is what, in the sense, end of the juvenile or vegetative phase, which marks to the beginning of reproductive phase. ಅದಂದಾಗ certain period of growth and maturity before the reproduction, that is we are going to call juvenile phase in case of animals, a vegetative phase in case of plant, and end of these phases, juvenile phase or a vegetative phase, that is the beginning of the reproductive phase. Now beginning of reproductive phase in plants ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ, plants in higher plants they has to start flowering or they come to flower. ಯಾವಾಗ ನಾವು ಸಸ್ಯ ಹಚ್ಚುತ್ತೀವಿ ಹೈಯರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಗ, ಆ ಸಸ್ಯ ಹಚ್ಚಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅದೇನಾಗ್ತೈತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಬರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ನಾವು ಅಥವಾ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಬರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಥೋಡೆ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದಾಗ ಟೈಮ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಫ್ಲವರಿಂಗ್ ತನಕ ಏನು ಟೈಮ್ ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ವೆಜಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಫೇಸ್. ಅದಾದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಯಾವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಹೂವು ಆಗಾಕಿರ್ತಾವೆ, ಹೂವು ಬರಾಕಿರ್ತಾವೆ, ಆಗ ಹೂವು ಬರೋ ಟೈಮ್ ಏನು ತೆಗಿರ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು reproductive phase. I think you got it. End of the vegetative phase which marks to the beginning of reproductive phase ಅಂತಂದಾಗ in plants ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ that is flowering or they come to flower. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಬೇಕು ಈಗ when the plants come to flower or a flowering, that is the beginning of reproductive phase in a plant. That is the beginning of reproductive phase in a plant. ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದಾಗ there are the different types of plants. I written here one is annual plant ಇರಬಹುದು, biannual plants ಇರಬಹುದು, periannual plants. What is this ಅಂದಾಗ you all studied or you all know about the definition of lifespan. Lifespan ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? The period from birth to their natural death. Birth to their natural death of an organism, it is called as the lifespan ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು. ಸೊ ಈ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾನ್ ದಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತಿ? ಬರ್ತ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಮ್ಯಾಚುರಿಟಿ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, ರೀಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಆನಂತರ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಡೆತ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ ಆರ್ಗನಿಸಮ್. ಹಂಗ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ದಾಗ ವೆಜಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಅಂದಾಗ growth and maturity before the reproduction, and the end of the vegetative phase, it is the beginning of what I told you, beginning of reproductive phase. So reproductive phase ಯಾವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತೈತಿ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಗ reproductive phase ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗೈತಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಅಂತೀವಿ? ಯಾವಾಗ ಹೈಯರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಗ ಅವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಿರ್ತಾವಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಹೂ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕಿರ್ತಾವ, when they are going to start flowering or they come to flower, that time that is the means that is the significance of the starting of or beginning of reproduction. In that I told you there are the different kinds of plants: annual, biannual, periannual plants ಅಂದಾಗ lifespan ದಾಗ ಏನು ನೋಡ್ರಿ, annual ದಾಗ ಅಂದಾಗ the plants they used to grow, mature, flowers, reproduce and they die within a year. 1 year ನಾಗ ಅವತ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಮುಗಿತೈತಿ. ಅವತ್ತರ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಜರ್ಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಅವು ಮ್ಯಾಚೂರ್ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಮ್ಯಾಚುರೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಫ್ಲವರಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ದೆನ್ ದೇ ಟು ಡೈ ಇನ್ ಎ ಇಯರ್. biannual ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಗ್ರೋ, ಮ್ಯಾಚೂರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಲವರಿಂಗ್. periannual in the sense they take more than 2 years for their growth, maturation and flowering. That is what annual, biannual and periannual. ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಏನೇನು ನೋಡಿ ಬನ್ನಿ. Next, apart from these annual, biannual, periannual, there are some immense cases. In that, what is going to happen? Some plants they are going to flower once in their lifespan. Outer lifespan ದಾಗ ಒಟ್ಟ ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಅವು ಏನಾಗ್ತಾವಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾವೆ. after that they spread, right? So in bamboo species ನೀವು ಏನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬಿದಿರ ನೋಡಿದಿರಿ, ಕನ್ನಡ ಬಿದಿರ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. in bamboo species what is going to happen? The bamboo plant has to flowers once in its lifetime. It is going to flowers once in its lifespan. at the lifespan ನ ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಅದೇನಾಗೈತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೈತಿ. that is in between the 50 to 100 years. This is also very important question for 1 marks. Name the plant which has to flower once in its lifetime antandaga only how to write bamboo. Right, another one example is there, that is what? Strobianthus. Strobianthus Strobianthus kuntiana. Strobianthus kuntiana. This is the scientific name. Kuntiana underline ಮಾಡಿ. Strobianthus kuntiana ಅದನ್ನ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ in general or a common name ನೀಲ ಕುರಂಜಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. NEELAKURANGI ನೀಲ ಕುರಂಜಿ. Strobianthus Kuntiana or neat koranji. It flowers 12 years. 12 ವರ್ಷದ ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಅದೇನಾಗಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ flower means it is to flower. Understood? So these two names you are going to remember for one marks question. Name the plant which has two flowers 12 years once in its lifespan. That is Strawberry Kuntiana, that we are going to call as a neem koranji, and name the plant which is going to flowers once in its lifetime. That is bamboo. So this is about what the reproduction, in the sense asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, what else we are discussed? In asexual reproduction, sexual reproduction, we are discussed the definition of sexual reproduction. And the sexual reproduction is an elaborate, complex and slow process as compared to the asexual reproduction. Then in sexual reproduction, all organisms have to reach a certain stage of growth and maturity in their lifespan or life before they reproduce. Understood? In animals it is called as the juvenile phase, and in plants it is called as vegetative phase. I told you the definition of juvenile phase and vegetative phase. It is very important for one marks question. And afterwards I told you whatever the gametes are going to produce in sexual reproduction, they used to fuse and they are going to form a zygote. The zygote is going to develop into the new organism, and whatever the offsprings are to be produced by the sexual reproduction are not identical to their parents, or they are not identical in between them. This is for the sexual reproduction. And I told you after the juvenile phase and vegetative phase, once it is going to end, then it is going to start the reproductive phase. In plants, the reproductive phase, the beginning of reproductive phase means in higher plants they come to flower or they start flowering. And there are the different types of plants: annual plants, biennial plants, and perennial plants. Then afterwards, the bamboo plant, which has to flower once in its lifespan, and Strawberry Kuntiana, it is going to flowers 12 years once in its lifespan. This is about what we are going to call that one as a sexual reproduction. Now is to go the next point, that is what in the science sexual reproduction in animals. Sexual reproduction in animals. In sexual reproduction in animals, what I told you, in plants the flowering. Okay. In animals, in the sense there are different phenomena for sexual reproduction in animals. In the sense there are different phenomena. What are those? In the sense some are based to what? Lay the eggs. In the sense egg laying, or some animals lay eggs, and some are give birth to the young ones. Understood? So animals are sexual reproduction. There are some animals which are going to lay the eggs, and some animals which are used to give birth to the young ones. And afterwards, again, these animals, all animals are not going to reproduce throughout the year. Some are reproduced throughout the year, and some are, in the sense, some they are seasonal. Some they are used to reproduce seasonally, in the sense seasonal. Some they are going to reproduce seasonal. Understood? In the sense sexual reproduction in animals, when we are going to discuss that time, means we are going to find the variations. Variations in the sense some animals they used to lay the eggs, some animals they give birth to the young ones, some animals reproduce throughout the years, some animals they are seasonal, what we are going to call that one as a they used to reproduce seasonally. And what you are going to think about the frogs and lizards? Here example I used to write the seasonal in the sense frogs and lizards. They used to reproduce seasonally. They used to reproduce seasonally. And here egg laying in the sense birds used to lay the eggs. Okay, you all means I hope you all studied the examples of egg laying and what we are going to call that the animals which are going to give birth to the young ones. In the last year, the chapter is Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom Animal Kingdom you all studied the phylums like what? Coleotrata, Porifera, Coleotrata, Platyhelminthes, Suscaelminthes, then Annelida, Arthropoda. Afterwards, what we have studied? Annelida, Arthropoda, then Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, Chordata. In that you have studied the Euglantha, Dathostomata, and afterwards the classes, superclass, Pisces, superclass, Tetrapoda, superclass Pisces na get Chondrichthyes, Osteichthyes, Tetrapoda, what you have studied, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals, all these you have studied in the last year. I thought means na idella niಮಗೆ ಕಲಿಸಿದೀನಿ ಅದರ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಯಾವ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಎಗ್ ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವು ಯಾವ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಯಂಗ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾವು ಓಕೆ ಅನಂತರ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ರಿಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಥ್ರೂಔಟ್ ದ ಇಯರ್ ಅಂದಾಗ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೋಬಹುದು and the seasonal again in frogs and birds. These are the things you are going to remember regarding the what sexual means sexual reproduction in animals. Now, what is going to happen in mammals? In mammals or placental mammals, we are going to call them as a placental mammals. Placental mammals. Placental mammals again there is what we are going to call as a the placental mammals exhibit the cyclic changes in the activity of ovary and their accessory duct as well as hormones during the reproduction. What is going to happen here? When we are going to discuss regarding the placental